First, we will start with the topic-wise breakup. Then order of solving the questions, preparation tips and strategies. Okay, so highlights of the session: topic-wise breakup, order of solving the questions, and preparation tips and strategies. So we'll mainly focus on quant and DI. Okay, the section quantitative aptitude and DI will deal in this session. Now, first we'll begin with the topic-wise breakup and preparation strategy. So what are the different topics in quantitative aptitude, and what are the different areas in the quantitative aptitude, and how to prepare, how many marks we can expect, we can guess from each and every topic, and how many marks we can score very easily, how to crack the examination comfortably, smartly and easily. So all these points we'll discuss one by one in this session. Now, first slide here, it is a breakup of the quant area. So how many questions we can expect from the quadratic equations, simplifications, approximations, series, individual quant questions, data interpretation, data sufficiency. So the chart is given here. My dear students, if you observe this carefully, here the weightage for the preliminary examination as well as the mains examination is given. Prelim and mains examination weightage is given. Please note this one. If you are interested, the possibility is there is just take the screenshot of this page. Okay. Now the topics here, quadratic equations. Yes, my dear students, if you observe this topic carefully, here we can expect 0 to 5 questions in preliminary examination. I'm talking about RBI assistant examinations, means clerical cadre. If you observe PO examination, definitely we can say 5 questions will get from this area. Whereas in clerical office assistant cadre, here 0 to 5 questions we can expect in assistant examination. And what about this quadratic comparison? How it looks like and what to do to score a good marks in this particular topic. So we'll discuss one by one. Now, the second area, simplification. Now, approximately 10 to 15 questions we can expect from this topic. 10 questions from simplifications. Simplifications topic is, of course, it is easy now, but you need to solve the question in a lesser time. Here are 2 things you need to remember. The first thing, accuracy. The accuracy is very, very important. So you need to be 100, you need to maintain 100% accuracy. When you're marking any question, when you're marking answer for any question, it should be 100% correct. The simple words we can say it as a no guesswork. You are not supposed to do any guess. So avoid the guesswork. The reason here, now all these competitive examinations are following a negative marking scheme. Negative marking scheme is implemented in all these examinations. Hence, you need to stick to the questions of which you are enough confident. When you're sure with the answer, then only mark it. Otherwise, better leave the question, not to attempt the question. If you are attempting right. The second point here, speed. Don't worry about the speed, my dear students. Speed you will get automatically. Don't worry about the speed when you are doing practice repeatedly, more number of times. When you are familiar with the model, when you're familiar with the type of the question, automatically your response, your action, onset of action will be very fast. So here, what is important? Accuracy is the first point. Accuracy you need to maintain. That is the first point. Don't worry about the speed. Speed you will get automatically. Automatically you will get a speed. So just by doing a practice. Practice is very, very important. Of course, there is a proverb, practice makes man perfect. So that is 100% correct. So here, repeated practice is required. So simplification. Doing question is not a great thing here. Doing the question in a less time, that is very, very important. That is the priority. Approximations. Now, 5 questions we can expect in the mains examination. And series. Series means here there are 2 types of series. One is a missing series, other one is a wrong number series. Missing series means a set of numbers will be given to you. In that one number is missing, you need to identify that number. It will follow some logical pattern. That pattern you need to identify. Based on that pattern, just to find out the number, the missing number. In the same way, in wrong number series also, out of the given numbers, a set of numbers will be given to you. Out of that given numbers, so one number is a wrong. So identify the number and replace with the correct one. So here, when you're identifying and replacing with the number, so when you're replacing with the number means you'll get correct pattern. When you are identifying means so the number which is not following that pattern, that is the wrong one. That number you need to mark. Okay, that is about the series wrong number. Individual questions. If you observe the individual question means, so we can say here arithmetic topics. What are the arithmetic topics we have here? We have equations, ratios, proportions, time and work, time and distance, simple equations, simple interest and compound interest, mensuration, average. These are some of the important topics in arithmetic. So how many questions we can expect from this means here 10 questions in a preliminary examination and 15 questions in mains examination. Means this arithmetic is one of the important areas in prelims as well as in mains examination. So this is the one area which is a ruling, which is taking a great role in prelims as well as in mains examination. Okay, data interpretation. When coming to the data interpretation, the minimum here we can expect in the preliminary examination, that is 5 questions, means one set we can expect. Whereas in mains examination, now here 15 questions we can expect. In the previous year also, just if you observe, so there are number of questions based on the previous examination weightage. Now we prepared this presentation. So data sufficiency, it is important for mains examination. Sometimes you may get questions in prelims as well. So here we can expect 5 questions from the data sufficiency. If you observe the level of difficulty of this data sufficiency, it is easy to moderate, sometimes very easy. So need not to worry about the level of difficulty. Anyhow, in RBI assistant examination, in IBPS office assistant, that is a clerical examination, or RRB clerical examination, in all the assistant cadre, means clerical cadre, they will ask easy to moderate level of questions in the preliminary examination. So here, so you need not to worry about the level of difficulty. You just be thorough with the concept so that you can score good score in your preliminary examination. Right? How to start the paper, and what are the topics which are important for the prelims? What are the topics which are important for the mains? What are the topics which are important for the both the examinations? Yes, my dear students, if you observe this slide carefully, now here we have broadly divided into 3 parts. Now look at this middle one. This is showing the topics which are important for preliminary examination. Preliminary examination important means you need to focus more on these topics before prelims examination. It does not mean that neglect the topics. So sometimes you may get questions from these topics in your mains as well. Okay, so preliminary examination means more number of questions. More number of questions we can expect from, so number series, quadratic comparison, simplifications. So these are the very, very important topics. Of course, in the previous slide, already we noticed the number of questions from these particular topics. So these are the three topics which plays an important role in preliminary examination. Hope you are copying all these points. If you have any doubt, any point you need to ask, please raise the question. I will answer those questions. So I am observing your comment box also. I'm observing your comment box. So if you have any problem, any discussion, please you can raise a question. Don't worry. In the end of the session, I will wait for some more time where you can raise questions. Okay. If you have any doubt related to RBI system, you can ask me the questions at the end of the session. Okay. Yes, my dear students, let's continue the session. Now, the important topics for the quantitative aptitude in arithmetic: simple equations, quadratic comparison, number series. Now, these are the important for preliminary examination. Now, look at the mains examination. Mains examination, if you observe, these are the important topics for mains examination. The main examination topics here, if you observe, now what are that? Data sufficiency, approximations. Okay, data sufficiency and approximation are the topics which are important in the mains examination. Now look at this one. Now important for the mains, what about the preliminary examination? Can we expect the questions from the approximation data insufficiency in prelims? Yes. There may be a chance of asking the questions from these two areas in prelims also. So don't neglect the topic. Now just give the much priority to these topics before the examination. For example, before mains examination, just concentrate, focus more on data sufficiency. Just before preliminary examination, focus on simplification and quadratic comparison, number series. Okay. Now, whereas the one more area is there, that is an important topics for both the examination. Both the examination means prelims as well as the mains. What it mean? It means you need to prepare the following topics throughout your selection process. Means for prelims as well as the mains, now you need to practice these topics. What are the topics means? Data interpretation. The number of questions may be more or less, now 5 or 10 or 15, that is a secondary, but we can expect data interpretation in prelims as well as mains. Similarly, arithmetic topics also we can expect in prelims as well as mains. So now here they are conducting the examination multiple slots. You may get questions sometimes in your slot, you may get 8 questions, in another slot 12 questions. The range it may be at 8 to 12, sometimes 8 to 15. So on average, we can say at 10 or 11 questions from the arithmetic topics. So what are the important topics in arithmetic means? Of course, already I gave the information of on the topics. Now please note down this. PPL. PPL means percentages, profit and loss. Yes, my dear students, this topic is important. Not only important in arithmetic, but also important in data interpretation. In data interpretation and arithmetic, we get concepts of percentages, profit and loss along with the partnership, discounts. Okay, now ratio, proportion, equation, simple equation based questions. Now we can expect from the topics, arithmetic topic. And here time and work and time and distance. These two topics, if you observe, now these two topics are important in arithmetic as well as in data interpretation. Now what happened in recent past papers, if you observe in POs, in bank exams and clerical examination, now they are asking time and work based data interpretation, means quant based data sufficiency, quant based data sufficiency, quant based data interpretation. So now they are joining the two areas, data interpretation they are joining with quant, data sufficiency joining with quant. So the concepts of the arithmetic, that concepts you need to be thorough with the concepts, fundamentals, basics. So please remember, the basics must be strong. Fundamentals, you need to be thorough with fundamentals. Don't No, don't expect the shortcut questions, shortcut kind of questions, shortcut kind of models in your examination. You may get very less number of questions on shortcut, but more number of questions on concept and fundamental basic questions. Okay, so please prepare in the same way. Now, another thing here, geometry, mensuration, and averages. So averages, ratios, time and work, time and distance, percentage profit and loss, simple interest and compound interest. These are the important topics in arithmetic. Please note down ratios, percentage profit and loss, ratio, proportions, percentage profit and loss, time and work, time and distance, mensuration, averages. So these are the important topics in arithmetic. These are the important topics in arithmetic as well as in data interpretation. Okay. Now, look at the, shall we go to the next slide? Right. Now look at the strategy. Sir, how to start the paper? With which area I need to start the paper? Okay. Yes, my dear students, now you can start the paper with any one of these topics. No, simplification. Always start with the easy questions. Always start with the easy questions. Then next moderate questions. The next difficult. If time permits, then try with the difficult one. Okay. So first priority goes to the easy questions. Now, for example, simplifications. Now let us take here 10 questions up here. Try to solve the 10 questions in a time. For example, now 10 questions are given. So how much time is required to solve the 10 questions means now 10 questions, 10 minutes means it's more than actual time. Now you need to answer these 10 questions in approximately, I'm saying 6 to 7 minutes of time, maximum 6. You need to spend half minute per question. If you're attempting only 8 questions means you need to answer in 4 minutes. Okay, half minute per question. Or sometimes less than half minute we can handle the question. So try to answer the 10 questions in less than 6 minutes of time. And approximation, number series. Now out of the total number of questions from the number series, for example, 5 questions appeared in your paper. Out of these 5 questions, now easily you can handle 3 questions. Easily you can score 3 questions. Easily you can mark 3 questions. 3 questions are easy. Please search those 3 questions and attempt those 3 questions. Mark those 3 questions. After that, look at the remaining questions. And how much is the time for these 5 questions? How much time is allotted for these questions to answer means approximately 3 to 4 minutes. 4 is the maximum, 3 is the minimum. If you are able to answer the question less than 3 minutes means you are in the right preparation. There are some students in our class who are answering 5 questions in less than 3 minutes. Okay, when you are going in physical classes and daily activities now online, there are some students who are answering the questions in less than 3 minutes of time. So 5 questions in less than 3 minutes they are handling. So please prepare, please. Okay, and the next thing here, approximation. And the next one is the simplification. Okay, now any one of these, no problem. You can start with the number series, you can start with approximation, you can start with quadratic equation also. There's nothing wrong. So what is given here? Attempt only the easy one. Quadratic equation. What do you mean by quadratic equation? Of course, in the coming slides, we'll discuss briefly about the quadratic equation. Now here, we need to compare the roots of one quadratic equation with the roots of another quadratic equation. That is called the quadratic comparison. That is a quadratic comparison. And what is the next one? Individual quant questions. Individual quant question means if you observe time and work, time and distance, percentage profit and loss, simple interest and compound interest, ratio, proportion, variation. These are some of the important topics. The concepts of these topics nowadays they are testing in data interpretation. So please be ready with the concepts and fundamentals. Okay. And the next one here, data sufficiency. Actually, it is important for mains examination. Sometimes we can expect questions in prelims also. In prelims also we can expect a question from data sufficiency. In data sufficiency, now 2 statements. based on now question followed by two statements. Based on the given data, we need to mark the answer choice. When you are good at fundamentals, without solving the question just by looking at the data, we can answer the data sufficiency. Data sufficiency, what they're expecting from the student means they're expecting to answer the question just by looking at the data. So you need to answer the question just by looking at the data given here. You need not to solve the question. You need not to go by step. You need not to mark any value. Just you need to say whether it is possible to answer with the given statements or not, which statement is sufficient, which is not sufficient. So all the directions, based on the directions, just you need to mark the answer. So here consistency of data. So whether the data given is sufficient to answer or not, that is the only criteria. But remember, now while marking the answer, you should be careful that the answer should be unique. Unique answer. There should be no possibility, only one answer, unique answer. Okay. Right. The next point here, the selection of the data interpretation. If you observe the data interpretation, there are types of data interpretation. Familiarly here, famous and the repeated models in the data interpretation. Of course, in the coming slides we'll discuss. There are 5 to 6 models are there, which are repeatedly appear in the bank examination. So among those, so here one suggestion is given to you. So leave the caselet. What do you mean by leave the caselet? Why? What is the reason behind it to leave the caselet? Yes, simple reason, nothing else. Caselet means the information is given in the form of a verbal, a paragraph type. In order to answer the questions, we need to read the paragraph, we need to understand what is given, we need to prepare a table or a Venn diagram, we need to capture the data by using these diagrams. Now here we need to solve the question, we need to solve the data in order to get the information. So which consumes a lot of time. When in other types like a table or bar graph or pie chart, here you will get ready-made data. Sometimes missing tables or missing series numbers, missing data is also there. It is frequently now we can expect in PO examination, that to be in the mains examination. Whereas in assistants in RRP, the level of difficulty is low, so you will get just easy and straightforward questions and straightforward data. So here, what is that? Caselet. Caselet you need to leave, you need to avoid. Give the second priority to this one. If time permits, then go for caselet. Now in the first round, solve the table, pie chart and other diagrams. Now selection of sets and selection of questions is also very, very important. My dear student, one set, if you're attempting one set means generally it contains 5 questions. Now 5 questions is maximum time you need to spend is 5 minutes. If you're answering 5 questions is 5 minutes. If you're answering 4 questions is 4 minutes, not more than that. If you're answering 4 questions in 3 minutes means now you are in the right way. I can say you are in the right way. If you're scoring 4 marks in a DI less than 3 minutes, means go ahead, you are in the right way. So you are very close to success. Okay. Now if you observe the next condition here, now data in a given set sometimes looks complicated. Appearance wise, sometimes now the table, the bar graph or pie chart, the representation, it looks some complicated, tricky type. But when you observe the questions, very simple. So before leaving any set of questions, please look at the data and just go through the questions given below the data. After that, decide. So then move to the next one. And one more point here. Now sometimes questions may be easy even in the most difficult set of DI. Looks difficult when you are trying to solve the questions, you will get answer in less than half minute. So you may get these type of representations. So please read each and every point questions, then take a decision in a short time. Okay. Another thing here now, calculation. Calculation is a very, very important area in the data interpretation as well as in a arithmetic. Quant and data interpretation. This area purely based on the calculation. If you are good at calculation, means you will get maximum time to attempt maximum number of questions. Am I clear? If you are good at calculations, means you will get maximum time to answer maximum number of questions. So what is the reason behind it? What is the meaning of this? Means now let me check what your sheets here. Do we have any questions from your side? Okay, no one. Are you following? Renu, Reddy, Ramya, Rachana, Das Gupta, Pooja Banjan. Are you able to hear me? Say yes or no. Okay, no problem. No one is sending any message, no response from your side. Akshaya, Akash, Abdul Ghafoor, any one of you, please say something. Okay. Now, what is given here? What was the point here? Now, sometimes it looks data complicated and difficult, but the questions are easy. Now, calculation plays a very important role, vital and important role here. What is the point I want to discuss here is now most of the students are consuming maximum time in calculations. Here, calculations are two types. One is a calculation by using stationary items like pen and paper, by doing step by step. Okay. And the other type is oral observative calculation. Here, approximation observative calculation is required. In order to answer the question in less time, in order to attend more number of questions, you need to develop a quality. You need to inculcate a habit of doing the same calculation without using a pen and paper. Am I clear? So you need to practice this type of activity. Now read the question, solve the question using the pen and paper. Second time, just avoid the maximum number of steps. The third time, when you are trying to solve the same question, just think, is there any other alternate approach for the same question? Can we answer the same question without using a pen and paper? Now, what is the logic behind it? So how can we answer this question in a less time? So the third time when you are doing, you will get perfection in the type of question. So here what is important? Approximation. To do the calculations in approximation mode, so here some suggestions are there. So what are the suggestions means? The first one, please don't hesitate. Please start today. Please start memorizing multiplication tables up to 20. Yes, my dear students, multiplication tables is very, very important. It is not possible to cancel a value without multiplication tables. So multiplication tables important means here, if you observe carefully, now we are comfortable up to 12th table. We are in the sense in generally normal graduate students. Comfortable up to 12th table. Now you need to memorize the tables from 13 to 19 only. So only 7 tables you need to by heart. By heart the 7 tables, and then look at your calculations. You will find the effect of these tables. Definitely you will consume very less time when compared to the previous calculations. So here what is important? Calculation, multiplication tables. And one more thing here for the clarity purpose I am giving. If you observe 13th table, 13 into 12 is equal to how much? It is 156. 13 into 12 is equal to 156. Means you are trying to memorize the 13 table up to 20. 13 into 13, 13 into 14, and so on. When you're saying 13 into 12 is equal to 156, now let me know what is a 12 into 13? It is also 156. When you're memorizing the 14th table, 14 into 12, 14 into 12 means it is 168. So what about the 12 into 14? It is also 168. So what I'm trying to tell you is, now when you are memorizing these tables, automatically you will get the values of all the tables from 1 to 12 up to 20. So here just to focus on the tables 13 to 19. Okay, and another point here, second point, squares and cubes. Squares and cubes of a numbers. Here, squares is very, very important. So how many squares are important? How many squares means in generally maximum extent, maximum they will ask up to 50. Maximum you need to memorize up to 50. Maximum I am saying. So minimum to minimum means here 30 squares is required. Minimum to minimum 30 required, maximum 50 or 30, or you can take 35. So better take 35. Okay, minimum number and the maximum number. Okay, similarly cubes. How many cubes is required? Now here at 20 to 25. 20 to 25. 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube, and so on up to 25 cube. So my dear students, please write all these squares and cubes on a white paper, and please look at the values at least one time in a day, either in the morning or before go to bed. Just look at the squares, cubes, and the multiplication tables. This is the best way to buy out all these values. Now the second next point here, reciprocal values. Reciprocal values means fractional values, percentage values of the reciprocal. How much is the value of 1 by 2? How much is the value of 1 by 3? How much is the value of 1 by 4? All these values up to 12 you need to memorize. The percentage values. So what is the value of 1 by 2? 1 by 2 is equal to how much percent? So how much percent means, in order to find out the percentage of a fraction, just we need to multiply with 100. So it will give 50%. What about the 1 by 3? 1 by 3 means 1 by 3 into 100. It is 33.33% or 33, 1 by 3%. In the same way, 1 by 4, it is a 25%. 1 by 12, it is a 8, 1 by 3%. Okay. Am I clear? So all these percentage values you need to be thorough. So when you are saying 1 by 2, what is that? 0.5 decimal value. Here 0.333 point. Here 0.25. Okay. What is the 1 by 8? It is a 12.5% percentage wise. What is the value? What is the value of fractional value? Means 0.125. So write down the percentage values. Percentage values of the reciprocals from 1 by 2 to 1 by 12. After memorizing this, just extend your preparation for multiplication of the reciprocals. For example, I'm saying here, now 1 by 8. 1 by 8 is equal to 12.5%. What is the value of 5 by 8? 5 by 8 means it is 62.5%. Whenever you get the 62.5%, you can write the simplest form of it. Like 5 by 8 is the 62.5. Okay, all these values you need to by heart. And next, complements of 100. Complements of 100 means now sum of the two numbers is equal to 100. Means A plus B is equal to 100. For example, 1 plus 99. So 99 is a number. It is 1 less than the 100. That 1 is called as a complement of 9. For example, here 15 plus 85 is equal to 100. What this 15? 15 is a complement of 85. Means 85 is the 15 less than 100. Or you can say by adding 15 to the 85, it becomes 100. So what is the advantage of complements means we can use this complement concept in addition, subtraction of a huge numbers. More than 2 digits, more than 2 digits means 3 digit, 4 digit, 5 digit numbers. We use this complementary concept. So please memorize the values of the squares and cubes, reciprocal values, percentage values of the reciprocals, and complements of 100. Now, next important thing here, percentage calculations. Yes, my dear students, in data interpretation, you will get a good number of questions from the percentage calculations. Calculations very, very important. If you are ignoring the calculations, means don't expect your number in your result. The next one is quadratic comparison, finding the roots of a quadratic equation and comparing the roots of one quadratic equation with the other quadratic equation. Okay, so how to find out? We'll discuss in the coming slides. Now, the last but not the least here, the point number last, now thorough with the basic concept. Of course, already I suggested you so many times. One more time here it is given. Please be ready, be confident with the concepts, fundamentals of the quantitative aptitude topics. What are the topics which we discussed is so far, like a time and work, time and distance, simple interest and compound interest, and averages, mensuration, ratio, proportion. Now you need to focus more on the concepts of these topics. Okay. Now the next slide, if you observe simplification and approximations. Yes, my dear students, please be ready with the pen and paper and try to answer the question without using electronic gadgets. Please avoid the usage of electronic gadgets. Now, if you are considering more time, let it be no problem. Just try to learn what is the concept, what is the fundamental basics here. Now, what is the important thing is learn speed math techniques. Speed math techniques means how to find out the value in the multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction. So for this, of course, we have video in a YouTube. Please subscribe to the Time YouTube channel, Time for Bank Exams. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Now you'll find this in your smartphone Play Store, and Time for Bank Exams. I'm writing here, Time for Bank Exams. This is the app name. So just download this app in a Google Play Store of your smartphone, and there are some videos based on this speed maths, how to calculate the, how to find out, how to calculate the numbers, how to find out the value in a quick way in a shorter time. So here, just I want to give some examples. For example, if you look at this question carefully, now 84 into 86. How much is the value? Just a small discussion. Yes, please. Any one of you, please try to answer this question. So what is the value of this one? Any one of you. 84 into 86. Now, what is the logic? What is the simple way to answer the question? Means now here, simple way means if you observe these, the numbers given here are two-digit numbers. Two-digit numbers are given here. Now, in these two-digit numbers, just look at the sum of the unit digits. Sum of the unit digits, it is a 10. And the tens digit is same here. When sum of the unit digits is 10 and the tens digit is same, then just in the last two places, write down the product of the unit places. Product of the unit places means 6 into 4, it is 24. Then what is the second? This is the first part. Last two places of the answer is the product of unit places. And what is the second step here? Now the tens digit. Just look at the tens digit and multiply the tens digit with the next consecutive value. 8 is given here. The next consecutive number is 9. Now what is the product of 8 and 9? It's 72. So how much is the value? 7224 is the value of 84 into 86. Am I clear? Am I clear? Just look at one more example for you. Now I'm taking here 92 into 98. Sum of the unit digits is 10, and the 10 digits are common here, same. Hence, I am multiplying the unit digits here. Now, I am taking the value in the last two places of the answer. Now, multiply the 10 digit with the next consecutive value. 9 multiply with the 10. 9 multiplying with the 10 means it is a 90. So, what is the answer for this question? 9016. There are a good number of techniques we taught in a speed math techniques video in a YouTube channel. So please subscribe to the Time for Bank Exams. Time for Bank Exams. This is the YouTube channel, and you will just watch all the videos. Okay. Now, multiplication tables up to 2020. Of course, already we discussed about the multiplication tables. The advantage of multiplication tables also taught in videos. Please watch all the videos of time so that you can get complete information on this. Now, there is reciprocal values, percentage calculations, and practice a greater number of questions. Of course, in the beginning, I told you to improve your speed and accuracy, you need to do a lot of practice. Practice makes man perfect. When you do good number of practice, good number of questions, good number of mock exam, when you write good number of mock examinations, you can assess the strengths and weaknesses. So by observing the weaknesses, we can overcome weaknesses and we can crack the examination very easily. Okay. Yes, my dear students, now look at this question. Now something is given here for you. So what will, look at the directions, what will come in place of question mark in the following questions? Now what is given here? 13574 divided by 11 into 0.25 into 0.25. Yes, my dear students, now when you are observing more than one sign in a particular question, now you need to follow the BODMAS rule. BODMAS rule you need to follow to answer a question appear in the simplification which has more than one sign. Here we have multiplication as well as division. What does BODMAS stands for? BODMAS stands for bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Out of these total 6 elements, the first 4 we need to follow strictly. We need to follow strictly means first we need to start with the bracket, then off. Off means product. The meaning of off and multiplication is same, but priority goes first to off, then division, then comes multiplication. Don't worry about the addition subtraction. You can do subtraction first, next addition. It will not give any impact on your answer. If you are changing the position of any one of the first 4 elements, definitely there are maximum chances to get variation in your answer. Now, first priority goes to this one. The second priority for multiplication. Yes, my dear students, 11 it goes how many times in 1, 3, 5, 7, 4. If you are good at table 11, so we can here easily say that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So how much is the value? 1234 into 0.25. Into 0.25 means multiply it. In general way you can solve. So how can we answer this in simple way means now 0.25 means it is a 1/4 value. 1/4 means half of the half. Half of the half. What is the half of this? 617. What is the half of 617? 308.5. Am I right? Option number 2. What do you mean by 1/4? 1/4 means half of half. What is the half of 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, anyone can do orally. Half of 1, 2, 3, 4 is equal to 617. Half of 12 is 6. Half of 34 is 17. Now, what about the half of this value? Half of this value is 308.5. So, just I am observing the question. I am solving the question just by oral calculation. So, you need to develop, you need to inculcate a habit of doing all the questions in oral method. Okay, so right choice is option number 2. Now look at the next example on your screen along with the options. So look at the next example on your screen along with the options. What will come in place of question mark in the following questions? Simplification approximation. Here it is simplification question. Approximation means you'll get word approximate, what approximate value. But here approximations are given. It is only a simplification, addition and subtraction. If you observe the numbers carefully, here each number consists of 2 parts. Now we can classify it as the number after the decimal and the number before the decimal. So just look at the number before the decimal. How much is the value before the decimal? 37, 51 and 16. When you subtract 16 from 51, 51 orally, just write. Orally, just write. 51 minus 16. How much it is? 35. 35 plus 37, 72. Means sum of the integer part. Decimal part just I will do later. First I am going with the integer part. What is the sum of the integer part means? Instead of adding 51 and 37, what I am doing? I am subtracting 16 from 51. You can try with 16, subtract from 37. When you subtract from 37, results 21. 21 plus 51, 72. This type of approach is very will give you maximum time to cover maximum number of questions. Okay, so please try to do orally. If you observe the doing ability of a person, writing each and every step and explaining each and every step, observing each and every step, if you observe the speed of all these activities, observation is more number of times faster than the other two. So you are supposed to do each and every calculation just by orally, by observation. So what is the sum of the integer parts? 72 is the sum of the integer parts. What else here? What else means now 24 and 18? By adding these two, you'll get 42. Now 87 and 42. How much is the difference? How much is the difference? Means 45. Now minus 87 means minus 45. So minus means subtract from this 72. Now 72 I am expressing it as 71 plus 1. 1 minus 45. It is a 0.55. Means when you subtract point, when you subtract 0.45 from this, it results 71.55. The right answer for this question is none of these. Right answer for this question is none of these. So when the decimal values are given, so first observe the integer part, then the decimal part. Try to answer the question orally in a less number of steps. Now look at this one. This is a question from approximation. What approximate value come in place of a question mark in the following questions? You are not expected to the exact value. Don't find to. Approximate value means this we can consider it as a 153. What about this? 17. Yes, my dear students. Now the real picture comes now. How many times of 17 is 153? Yes, you need to memorize the tables. You need to memorize the tables. And one more thing here, logically also you can solve the question. Sometimes if the number is more than the 17, then logically. Now here, of course, all the students are good at 10th table. 10 times of 17, 170. The number is less than 170 and giving 3 as the unit digit. So what is the possibility? It goes only 9 times. 9 times of 17 is 153. Now what else here? Here it is 1.98 means it is approximately 2. So 9 into 2 is equal to 18. Right choice is option 2. Again, we need to observe the BODMAS only. By using the BODMAS rule, only we are solving this example. First priority division, second priority multiplication. Am I clear? Hope you are enjoying this. Look at the next example. Dear students, please look at this question. This is again approximate question. So find out the answer for this question. You need not to find out the exact value. Just look at the approximate value. Nearest value, just write. Yes, don't use electronic gadgets. Please avoid the usage of electronic gadgets. Use a pen and paper or try to answer the orally. But there are more than one way. One way to answer the example. We can answer one question more than one way. But here the best example using the percentages, if you observe, 152% now is asking to find the approximate value. So I'm just considering it as a 150%, which is less than the actual given value. 150%, what it mean? 100% plus 50%. What do you mean by 100%? Full value. 50% means half of the value. Now, what is the full value? 12040. That is the full value. What is the half of the value? 6020. This is the 150% of 12040. Now, if you observe this carefully, here 249% means it is a 250% approximately. Means 200% plus 50%. 200% means 2 times of the 100. So 2 times of 4201 means here you will get 8402. That is a 200%. Now 50% means half of the value. Half of the value means you will take it as a 2100. When you add all these values, you will get answer. Now approximately is asking. So 62 on the last two places. What next here? Now 20, 100, 160, 180. 180 means here you will get 2. By adding all these digits, you will get 5. So nearly here 28,500 is. Here I am finding the less than the required one, here more than the required one. So nearly means you can ignore the last two digits and just observe the options. You'll get answer for this question very easily. The right choice for this is 28500. 28,500 is the answer for this. Okay. Now look at the next example. That is again approximation questions. What approximate value for this? 84.02%, 84.02 whole square, 42.99 whole square is equal to. Please try to answer this question. Yes, my dear students. I'm happy to see all the students that who are attending this session. So please, it's a humble request to you. Please try to answer the question. And if you got the answer for this question, please send a message to me. There is an option to send the answer for these questions. You can send your message. Now, if you observe this question carefully, now on the left-hand side, what is given? On the left-hand side, 84.02 is given. Just ignore the decimal part. Here's 0.02. 84.02 means ignore the decimal part. So what else here? 84 square. 84 into 84. Don't find it. Just look at it. And what about other side? Other side, if you observe, it is a 99. This value is more. It is towards, it is very close to the complete value. So what is the complete value for this? 42.99 means it is a 43. So 43 square means 43 into 43, which is equal to 86 square and 42 square by question mark. This step is more than enough to answer the example. Now look at this one. Now on the either side of equal to, in the numerator we can cancel 43 and 86. 43 it goes exactly 2 times in 86. Again we can do the same calculation here. Now if you observe the 2 times of 42, it is a 84. So 84 gets cancelled. So again 2 times of 42 results 84. Then how much is the value of the question mark? Means simply 1. 1 is the answer for this question. The right choice, option 1. So without finding the square of a number, we are able to answer this question. Okay, am I clear? So how to find the square of a number? Of course, there is one video in a time app, time for bank exams app in a YouTube channel. Please watch the video for the benefit of the calculations. It is your benefit only, so it is free for all the students. The next area is the quadratic comparison. Now, what are the possibilities? Now, how to find the quadratic equation? Now, how to find the roots of a quadratic equation, and what are the different methods? And step by step, we'll discuss in this. What do you mean by quadratic equation? Quadratic equation means which is expressed in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. And how to find the roots of a quadratic equation is in our examinations. So what they are expecting from the student means they are asking to find the roots of a quadratic equation, or now most of the cases they are asking to find the comparison relation between the roots of a quadratic equation. So you need to find the relationship between the roots of one quadratic equation with the another quadratic equation. So what are the different ways means? The one is using the formula. Of course, you are aware of this formula. Most of the students are comfortable in applying this one. But in competitive examinations, please avoid the usage of the formula. Don't use the formula and try to answer the question by using the factorization method. This method is preferable. Factorization method is preferable. Don't try with the formula. Minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a consumes a lot of time. And most of the times the students are interested to write the formula in the examination. No, my dear students, please don't write any formula on your rough sheet. Usage of rough sheet, you need to learn something. How to use the rough sheet. What should be the font size? So how many steps we are supposed to take? How many steps we are supposed to produce? How many steps we are supposed to write to produce the answer? So what are the minimum steps? What are the maximum steps we can avoid? So really the steps are required to answer the question or not. All these things you will get all about information about all these things you will get in the practice sessions. When you do more practice, you'll come to know all these points. Okay. Now here one thing is given. Quadratic equation is given. X square plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now to solve the question by using the formula means, of course, it is given here. Just look at the value of a. The value of a means coefficient of x square. That is the 1. Now value of b means coefficient of x. Value of c means that is a constant value. Now substitute the value say in the formula minus b plus r minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. So you will get answer for this. So 7, that is the b value. So minus 7 plus r minus 7 square, that is the 49. 4 into 1 into 12, it is a 48. 49 minus 48, it is the 1. So minus 7 minus 1 by 2a means minus 8 by 2 minus plus minus 6 by 2. So results, so minus 3 minus 4 are the roots. Okay, this is general way, concept way, conventional way, descriptive manner we can say. So what about the other way, alternate approach? This is very, very important. You need to develop this. You need to practice this as many times as possible in order to score good marks. If 5 questions given from the quadratic comparison means you are supposed to attempt all the 5 questions in 3 to 4 minutes of time. Okay. In assistant examination, you will find a less level of difficulty. The questions level of difficulty is low when compared to officer CAT. So easily you can score all the 5 questions in 3 to 4 minutes of time. Don't miss this one. Now, when you observe these factors for this quadratic equation, now what is the first step means in a factorization method, there are 3 steps. What is the first step? Multiply the x square term with the constant. When you are multiplying the x square term with the constant, you will get product as 12. What is the result? 12. We need to express this 12 as the product of two factors whose sum or difference is equal to middle term. How many possibilities means 1 into 12, 2 into 6, 3 into 4. Here 3 into 4, when you observe the factors, sum of the factors is satisfying the middle term. Sum of the factors is satisfying the middle term means now when you are writing the equation as x square plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 0. Now what is the next step here? It is a 4x plus 3x. The product of 4 and 3 is 12. The sum of these two is middle term. What about the roots means just ignore all the intermediate steps and just take the same numbers with opposite sign and divide with the coefficient of x square. Divide with coefficient of x square. This is more than enough. Am I clear? Yes, my dear students. Now what is the discussion here? Now look at this example carefully. Now I'm taking one more example, x square now plus 17x minus 84 is equal to 0. What about the roots of this quadratic equation? To find out the roots of this quadratic equation, you need to be thorough with the multiplication table. 84 is the value in how many ways we can express. Now, how many ways we can express? Now, by adding those factors, we should get the middle term. So, what are the possibilities? Means now here 21x minus 4x. 21 into 4 is equal to 84 minus 24 and plus 21. It will give plus 17. So, what are the roots? Means minus 21 by 1 and plus 1 plus 4. Minus 21 by 1 and 4 by 1. These are the roots of the quadratic equation. Okay. So what is important here? The multiplication tables are very, very important. My dear student, please don't ignore this. Please try to learn multiplication tables. It will help you to score good marks in your quadratic comparisons. Another thing here related to the quadratic equations. Now, quadratic equation means ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. Now, this is some general information and extra information for you. How to find the sum of the roots means minus b by a is the formula. Product of the roots means it is a c by a. Sum of the roots minus b by a. Minus b by a will give the sum of the roots and c by a will give the product of the roots. If you take alpha and beta means alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Alpha beta is equal to c by a. Okay. Now look at this one. Here two equations given. Next, now we need to compare the roots of the one quadratic equation with the other quadratic equation. Please, you just try. I will wait for a couple of seconds here. Meanwhile, I will check with the responses from your side. Yes, Thomas, please answer the question. Akash, Ajay, Nikita, please answer the questions. You can send your answers, please. Yes, so many students are answering the questions here. I'm very glad. So many students said good evening. Good, yes, sir, audible. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay. Thank you very much for your response. Someone is saying can't able to see your screen. Really? Okay. Due to net problem, sometimes a camera may disappear. Yes, Pooja, are you able to see my screen? Yes, my dear students, please respond. Yes. X is greater than Y. Yes, sir. We are able to. Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. I think they're off the settings. Okay. Y is equal to pi and 2. X greater than Y. You are visible, sir. X is equal to minus pi minus 2. Hmm. Oh, you people are very active in answering this example. So what is the solution is now I will tell you the solution. Just look at this one. What is the best way to answer the question is you try by your own. So all these things are accepted. Now look at the solution here. Without using a pen and paper, we can mark the answer for these questions. What is the best way to answer the question means if you observe the first example, what is the product of the roots? What is the sum of the roots? Product of the roots means C by A, it is a plus 26 by 1 means it is a positive. What about the sum of the roots? Minus B by A. Minus B by A means minus of minus 15 means it is a positive. When the product of the roots and the sum of the roots are positive, then both the roots are positive. Yes, my dear students. Yes, you are supposed to write this point. When the product of the roots is a positive and sum of the roots also positive, then both the roots are positive. Here, both the roots are positive. Now look at the second quadratic equation. Product of the roots is positive. Product of the roots means minus plus 10 by 1. It is a plus positive value. Now what about the sum of the roots? Minus 7 by 1 means it is a negative. So product is a positive and the sum is a negative. Then the resultant is both the roots are negatives. In general classification, all the positives are greater than all the negatives. Am I right or not? Come on, students. Yes, something. I'm expecting something from you. What is your opinion? Yes, come on, share your opinion. Am I right or not? Do I need to solve the example? Someone is saying yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. X is greater than. Rachana, yes, saying yes, sir. What about other people? Are you comfortable with this? Are you accepting this? Ah, sir, it's an easy process. Thank you, sir. Oh, I am also saying thank you to you. Am I right? Am I right? What is the simple comparison? Simple comparison. All the positives are more than all the negatives. Greater than. So when the sum of the roots and product of the roots both are positive, always you'll get roots as a positive. And the sum is a positive. So when the product is positive and the sum is negative, both the roots are negative. So all these are the simple points. You need to concentrate. You need to focus on these type of questions. For that purpose, I'm asking you to watch our videos. So in those videos already we gave about all the beneficial points to the experience. Okay, now let's move on to the next point here. Don't worry. Okay. Next, individual questions. Now, what is the important point here? Learn the basic concept, very important, helpful in data sufficiency as well as in the data interpretation. So practice a greater number of questions. Already we discussed about this data sufficiency and data interpretation. So you need to answer the questions in smarter way to attempt more number of questions. So logical approach and observation based questions and minimum number of steps. All these things influences your speed, influences your score. So better, so try to concentrate to practice more number of times each and every paper. Now look at some more questions here. Now in a zoo, now I'm giving some examples from individual questions. In a zoo, there are certain number of peacocks and rabbits. The total number of heads is equal to 80 and the number of legs is equal to 200. Find the number of rabbits. Of course, my dear students, we can answer these type of questions by using the two variables, by using one variable, without using a variables also. In a smart way. You can call it as a shortcut method. You can call it as a shortcut method. So here we can answer. Now, what are the two variables means? Now, peacock. Let us take here peacock as a P and rabbit as a R. So each animal has one head. So total number of animals means total heads 200. Peacock has how many legs? 2 legs. So 2P. What about the rabbit? 4 legs. 4R is equal to what is the total number of total number of legs is 200 and the total heads here 80. Small correction. Small correction here. It is a 80. Number of heads it is 80 and the number of legs it is a 200. Now simplify this, you will get a rabbits. So number of rabbits we find, multiply with the 2 and you will get 2R is equal to. So 40, R is equal to 20. One variable means now when you are assuming R rabbit as the X, so peacocks will be total number minus X. Rabbit has a 4 legs, so 4x. Peacock has a 2 legs, so 2 into 80 minus x. Solving this, you will get answer. It's a conventional thing. By using the two variables, by using only one variable. Now, without using any variable, how to answer this example? So, what is the way? How can we answer? Very simple. There are two types of species here, rabbit and peacock. We need to find out the rabbit. We need to find out the rabbit. Rabbit to be fine. Now, assume it all are peacock. Assume it as all are peacock. When all the animals are peacock, how many legs we get? A peacock has 2 legs. So 2 into 60, so 2 into 80, 160. 160 subtract from 200, you'll get 40. What it mean? There is some different type of animal is also there. What is the different type? That is a rabbit. If you observe the variation, here rabbit has 4 legs and peacock has 2 legs. Difference in the number of legs is 2. Just divide this with 2. You will get 20. This is a simple calculation which we can answer orally without using any stationary item. Very clear? Need to find the rabbit. Start from the other end. Start from the peacock. If you want to find the peacock, means to start from the rabbit. Okay. So just observe the difference in the number of legs. What I am doing here, I am doing this 200 minus 80 into 2 peacock, total number minus peacock by difference in the number of legs of each type of the animal. Peacock, 2 legs. Peacock has 2 legs. Rabbit has 4 legs. 4 minus 2. Now simplify it. Am I clear? Now look at the next. The same thing. Am I right? What I am assuming? I am assuming all are peacocks. Simplify, you will get answer. Okay. Now move on to the next example. Average of the 4 consecutive numbers A, B, C, D is 34.5. Find the product of B and D. A, B, C, D are the 4 numbers. Consecutive numbers. Average is given as 34.5. Consecutive numbers means common difference is 1. First number if you take as x, second one is x plus 1. Next one is x plus 2, x plus 3. 6 numbers means x plus 4, x plus 5. You can add. Average means sum of the observations by number of observations. Sum of the quantities by number of the quantities. Sum by number. Sum of the observations by number of observations. So what is that? X plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3 by 4 is equal to 34.5. Simplify, it will give x as 33. So x is equal to 33 means what it means? The first number is 33. The remaining numbers are 34, 35, 36. What we need to find? B and D. Now when you take this as A, B, C, D. The product of these two numbers. 34 into 36. Of course, already I told you in the previous slides. Some of the unit digits here. 10. So I will get 24. That is the product of unit places. Multiply 3 with 4, the next consecutive number. That is 4 into 3, 12. The product of these two numbers is 1, 2, 2, 4. What is the product? 1, 2, 2, 4. And one more logic is given here. What is that? 34 is expressed as 35 minus 1. 36 is written as 35 plus 1. Means A plus B into A minus B. A square minus B square. A square means 35 square, 1225. Minus 1 square is a 1, 1224. Yes, my dear students. I'm requesting you people, suggesting you people to watch our videos, time videos, so you'll get all this calculation very fast. Other way to answer the same question, just look at this one. The same question we're discussing in other way. So what are the four numbers here? What are the four numbers? A, B, C, D. Product of B and D we need to find. The common difference between these numbers is 1. 1 is the common difference. Now average is 34.9 means A plus B plus C plus D by 4 is equal to 34.5. Now let me know what is the sum of these two numbers. Sum of these two numbers means first and the last number sum is equal to twice of the average. What is the sum of the middle two numbers? It is also same. It is also same. So B plus C. Now what is in the previous? Now what we got in the previous way? 33, 34, 35, 36. Now let me know what is the sum of these two? 69. How much is the sum of these two? 69. The same thing is written here. The first and the last element sum and the second least and the second highest sum, third least and third highest sum always same. And the number of numbers is even. Even number of numbers is given. 4 numbers. Of course, in the 5 numbers also no problem. So look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the sum of these two? 6. Sum of these two? How much? 6. Always you will get same value. Okay. Now look at this one. What is the average here? Average is the middle term. Okay. What is the average of all these numbers? The middle term. When the number of numbers is odd, so always you will get the middle one as the average. Now the first and the last term sum is equal to 69, which is a twice of 34.5. How much is the difference of B and A? Sorry, D and A. What is the difference between D and A? Means 1, 2, 3. B and D. B and D now you see D is the larger one, A is the smaller one. So this is the smaller one, this is the larger one. Now what is the value here? What is the value? Now half of the 66. It is 33. Am I right? So larger one is larger one is the D, smaller one is the small correction here. This larger one is the D and the smaller one is the A. So what is the half of the 66? It is 33. Now what about this one? Half of the 72. That is 36. You just to find any one of these two. You need not to find out both. Either find 33 or the smaller one, a larger one. When you know the one of the four numbers, then other numbers we can find automatically just by adding 1. So what is the discussion here? 34 is the B and 36 is the D. The product of these numbers, already we did the calculation in the previous slide. Now look at the next example. What is the average? Find that the average mark of the 24 students is 56 and 3 students scored what we read as a 44, 45, 61 instead of 48, 59 and 67. Find the correct average. What is the conventional way? Conventional way, if you observe, it consumes a lot of time. What is the conventional way? Means multiply the 56 with 24. The value is 1344. And the value, sum of these values, it is 150. And sum of these values, it is 174. So misread as a 150 instead of 174. So what we need to do? We need to subtract 150 from 1344 and we need to add 174 and divide with the number of numbers. Results the answer. Here we are answering the question in 3 to 4 steps. Whereas in a simple way, if you observe this, look at this one. Instead of 174, here 150 is taken. And how much is the difference in these two values? It is 24. Now 24 is the difference upon how many students? 24 students. 24 more marks to be added. Upon 24 students, we need to adjust 24 by 24. 24 by 24 means 24 is the sum, n is the 24. Now what is the average? Means average increases by 1. When average increases by 1 means 56 plus 1, it is a 57. So just a change in the value. Now 150 was recorded instead of 174. So the value differ by 24. Adjust this value upon all the 24 students, it will give one increase. 56 plus 1 is equal to 57. So that is the change in the average. Now look at this example. This is a conventional way. I'm giving the solution here in order to wind up this session. Now A and B can finish a work in 20 and 25 days respectively. With the help of C, they completed and they received 2,000 rupees. Share of C we need to find. Of course, actually we finish the work based on, we share the amount based on the completion of the work. Here, what part of the work is completed by A, what part of the work is completed by B, what part of the work is completed by C, we need to just observe. This is the concept wise. What is the concept? Means in one day, A can finish 1 by 20th part and B 1 by 25 part of the work. Whereas in 5 days, the whole work was completed, means in 5 days, A can finish 1/4 of the work. That is the 1 by 20 into 5. In the same way, B can finish 1/5 of the work. How come it is 1 by 25 into 5? That is 1/5 of the work. What is the share of A? Means 1/4 of 2,000. Share of B is 1/5 of 2,000. A received 500, B received 400. Sum of these two is equal to 900. Subtract from 2,000, you'll get share of C. I'm doing calculation. Now, if you observe carefully, now the work is completed in 5 days. 5 by 20, 1 by 4. 5 by 25 is a 1 by 5. So 1 by 4 and 1 by 5. 1 by 4 and 1 by 5. What is the sum of these two? Means 9 by 20. That 9 by 20 subtracted from whole work, that is the 1. The result is 11 by 20. 11 by 20 into 2,000, that is the value of the share of C. What I'm doing here, I am trying to find the part of the work done by C alone. How come it is? Just subtracting the part of the work done by A and B together from the whole work. If you observe, this one represents the whole work, entire part of the work. Okay. The next example. Of course, this is a solution along with the question. Someone is saying video stopped. Now is it working? Someone said video is stopped here. Now, Savi Ghoshal. Yes, please tell me. Right. Now, if you observe this question carefully, here what is given? Speed of the train is given 72 kilometer per hour. Now, it crosses a man in 15 seconds. And how long it will take to cross a 4-meter long platform. Now, 72 kilometer per hour means multiplying with the 5 by 18. Now it goes exactly 4 times. 20 meter per second is the speed. Now multiply this, you will get the length of the train. So length of the train plus length of the platform, that is a 700 and 20 meter per second means the distance by speed. It will give time value. That is, it goes how many times in 100? There's a 5 times. 5 into 7 is equal to 35 seconds of time. Accepted. This is a conventional way. My dear students, just to stop this calculation and look at the calculation carefully. The train is crossing a man in 15 seconds. When it is crossing a platform, how much time it will take? Am I right or not? Now, 72 kilometer per hour means how many meter per second? 20. Now, by using this speed, it will take how much time to cross 400 meters? 400 by 20 means it is 20. 20 plus 15 is equal to 35. That's all. Am I clear? 400 meter long platform with a speed of 20 meter per second, it will take 20 minutes. To cross a man means it is clearing its own length. Its own length is clearing in 15 seconds. Clearing the platform in 20 seconds. 20 plus 15 is equal to 35. No pen, no paper. Now look at the solution here. Time taken, total time taken is equal to 35 seconds. That's all. Am I clear? Is it interesting or not? Yes. In this way we need to mark the answers. When you are approaching the paper, by using these logics and techniques and these fundamentals, then you can handle more number of questions in the given time. Definitely you will crack this examination. One more example here along with this solution. Simple interest on a certain sum for 2 years, it is given as 3,000. Compound interest is 3150. Rate of interest to be found. What is the basic concept here? Simple interest remains same for every year. Compound interest varies from year to year. The value of the compound interest, if you observe, it follows a geometric progression, increases by constant factor. Now, what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest here? Simple interest and compound interest differ by 150 rupees. What this 150 is means this is the interest on the previous interest. Simple interest for 2 years is 3,000 means first year 1,500, second year also 1,500. Second year you will get additional value, that is the interest on the previous interest. Means on 1,500 rate of interest, if you calculate, now you will get 10%. Rate of interest is 10%. So here he is asking two things. One is the rate of interest, other one is principal. When the rate of interest is 10%, interest is equal to 1,500. So how much is the principal? By using the simple interest formula. So what is the simple interest formula here? PNR by 100. So interest is equal to time 1 year. Simplify this, 0 to 0 cancel. So 15,000 rupees is the principal. 15,000 rupees is the principal. So here we can answer the question directly. Yes, my dear students, so now data interpretation. If you observe the data interpretation, there are some models here. What is important in the data interpretation is now you need to spend some time in reading the data given. So while solving the data interpretation, first look at the data given. Read the questions. Don't solve the questions. Read the questions first. Observe the data. What type is given? What is asking here? Spend some time before you start answering the question. And note down the units of measurement. That is very, very important. Sometimes you'll get rupees in lakhs, crores, millions, billions, trillion. Okay. Or sometimes you will get quantity. Quantity means weights in kgs, quintal, tons. Okay. Measurements. For example, sometimes you'll get like this here, score. What do you mean by score? Score means number of articles, 20 number of articles. Gross. Gross means 12 dozen. Dozen means 12. 12 dozen means 144 articles is called as the gross. Okay, that's terminology. So any additional information is given below the diagram. Just you need to note, okay, before solving that. And one more thing, after collecting the complete information, units of measurement and the type of a chart, if more than one chart is given, just find out the relation between the charts, everything. Then go for the questions. Now, if you observe any set, you will find a combination that is the easy, moderate, and difficult level of questions. So what are the different most repeated type of data interpretation or table? Easy to understand. And one more thing here, don't copy the values. Don't copy the values on the rough sheet. When he's asking to find the sum means you are supposed to add all the values by using the logics techniques, by using the 2 digits addition, 2 digits subtraction, and directly on the screen. So minimum usage of rough sheet you need to maintain. Do not find the sum or some of the rows or some of the columns without asking in the question. So without being asked, before asking the question, don't find any cumulative values. Now, if he's asking the cumulative value of particular column, then find that only. The remaining don't find. Okay, just ignore it. Now what is important here? Bar graph. Bar graph. If you observe, there are types of bar graphs. Here, normal bar graph, histogram, and stacked bar graph. A few questions can be answered just by observation. Here, easily you can handle 2 questions just by looking at the diagram, bar graph or line graph. Pie chart, the data represented either in the percentages or angles or sometimes combination of both. When 2 pie charts are given, comparison of the basis will help you to solve the questions easily. That is very, very important. You need to do. Now, anyhow, I already asked you to give the second priority to the caselet. So you will get some information in verbal form. Now you need to read the data, you need to capture the data, and you need to reproduce in the form of a table or Venn diagram, and it consumes maximum time. So give the second priority to this. What are the different types of questions in the data interpretation? Now, different types of various forms of questions, if you observe, now addition based questions like a sum of, average, or a difference. At least one question will be from this side. And percentage based questions. Percentage based questions means there are 2 types of percentage based questions. Now, concepts, if you observe, now look at this one. Percentage increase, percentage decrease. Percentage more, percentage less. Means percentage change. My dear students, percentage change means difference by initial value. Now, if you observe this one, here what is the change in these 2 values means, now here change in the value from 2015 to 19, the value increased by 200. 200 increase upon 300. So this is the initial value. So what I am doing here, 200 by 300 into 100, zeros to 0 when you cancel, results 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means it is a 1/3 of 2 by 3. So 1/3 means 33.33. 2 times of it is 66.66. You need to memorize the percentage values of the reciprocals. And same thing here, if you observe, the value decreased, diminished by 300. When decreased by 300 means 300 decreased upon 700. So 300 upon 700 means, simplify this, 3 by 7. 1 by 7. 1 by 7 is equal to 14.28. So what about the 3 by 7? 3 by 7 means 3 times of the value. 3 times of the value means now it is a 42.85 is the value. 4 by 7 means 57.14. Okay. So these values are very, very helpful in calibrations. So percentage change means a difference by initial value into 100. This is the formula to find the percentage change. It may be more percentage, less percentage, increase percentage, decrease percentage, or fall percentage, growth percentage, everything we can find by using this formula. Now just look at this one. What percentage of A is B? What percentage of B? Now these are some of the questions which are repeatedly asked in the data interpretation. At least one question you will get from this side. Now what by B is what percentage of A? What percentage of? When you are saying of means now you'll get this value in the denominator. B is what percentage of? Of means denominator, is means numerator. Here B into 100. The same thing is expressed here. So 50 by 40 into 100. 0 to 0 cancel. Now 5 by 4 means 1, 1 by 4, 1 integer value, that is 100%. 1 by 4 means 25%. 100 plus 25 is 125%. In the same way, A is what percentage of B? So A by B into 100 of B means B will go on the denominator side. Simplify this now 4 by 5. 1 by 5. 1 by 5 means it is a 20%. 4 by 5 means 4 times of 20. It is a 80%. Okay. Now A is how much less percentage? How much percentage less than B? So less percentage. Percentage less means just observe the difference with respect to higher value. Higher value into 100. So what is the difference? 50 and 40. Difference is 10. Higher value is equal to 50. 10 by 50 means 1 by 5. It is a 20%. What about the more percentage? Percentage more. Percentage more means difference with respect to smaller value. What is a smaller value? Here 40 is a smaller value. So 10 by 40 into 100 means it is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 means 25%. So these are the concepts of the percentage. Of course, already we discussed here. So difference by initial value. So less percentage means difference by larger value. More percentage means difference by smaller value. Percentage based questions, overall growth, growth between the 2 years, average growth. All these are observation based questions. Okay. Now here, my dear students, I am going to finish this session. Now after completion of this session, I will wait for some time for questions from your side. So online classes provided by the time for RBI assistant and other government examinations. Time is offering for all the bank examinations like IBPS, PO, IBPS, clerical. And we are offering a special classes for RRB also, like a scale 1 officer, that is a PO, and the office assistant, that is a clerical. Of course, RBI also we are offering for assistants. So you can opt the courses here. It is available in both online and offline. Both online and offline are available here. So you can opt for online and offline RBI assistant. Along with, we are offering a courses like a SSC. We are offering a course CGALE examination and CHESL examination. For more information, please log on to the website, our website, www.timeforoeducation.com. So please log on to the website so you'll get complete information. If you have any queries, you can send a mail to us, www.info@timeforoeducation.com. info@timeforoeducation.com. Okay. If you have any questions, please raise the questions. Now I will be here for some time to answer your queries. Do you have any questions? Yes, my dear students, this is the end of today's session. Someone is asking, sir, how can I attend more of your sessions? More of my sessions means you can log on to the YouTube channel. We are available in YouTube channel, Time for Bank Exams. Someone is asking, sir, how you will get 20 meter per second? Yes, as far as my knowledge is concerned, you are asking about the time and distances question here. Now 72 kilometer per hour given here. In order to change the speed from meter per second to kilometer per hour, need to multiply with 5 by 18. 18 it goes to 72 4 times. 4 into 5 is 20. Okay. And any question for me? Sir, I am confused about the salary of RBI assistant. Don't worry, you'll get a good salary when compared with the IBPS banks. Okay, so just don't worry. Confusion will take on the negative side, so you'll get good value for your good amount as a salary, and good promotions are also there in the office assistant. So don't get confused here. Okay, Dhanasri, don't get confused. You will get good salary. You'll get more than IBPS clerk, more than RRB clerk, more than SBI clerk. Okay. Anything else? Jay is saying it's okay. Sir, now working, sir. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, any questions from your side, my dear students? Have you enjoyed the session? Yes, someone is saying enjoyed the session today. Thank you very much. Okay, any other queries? One more query is there, sir. Will there be any session regarding the reasoning? Of course, we are planning to give one session on reasoning. So you will get a mail. So please log on to that and please inform to your friends also. So Dhanusri is saying that I am going to complete the degree. Yes. After completion of the degree, you can appear for the examination. Here you need to check one thing here, eligibility criteria and age factor. So age and education qualification. If you're satisfying that, means you can apply for a number of examinations. Please check whether the number of attempts are restricted for some categories and some examination notifications. Okay. Now you are in the final year, means don't worry. You do hard work and prepare well, and you will clear this examination. Okay. Shall I call it as a day? Yes, my dear students. Do you have any doubts related to the subject? No? Then thank you very much. Have a nice day and wish you all the best for your examinations. Thank you. Bye.